All right, everyone, grab your green smoothies, sit down, because we're going to hang out. So today, I just got back from a workout, and in this post-workout smoothie, I have 3 frozen bananas, 1 regular banana, like not frozen banana, 2 medjool dates, and then a whole bunch of parsley, some almond milk, and then some flaxseed, some turmeric, some Vivo Life, salted maca, protein powder. I think that's it. And then blend it all up. So how is everyone doing? Who we got here? Quinn Quiver. Hello, what's up? Hello from Denmark. Goji Man. What's up, brother? Cool. I like that Goji Man's tuned in. Man, your channel's on fire lately, dude. Killing it. I love it. Smoothie looks good. Yeah, it is. It's pretty good. Not the greenest ever, but it's a good one. Hey, finally able to catch a live. CJ Novak, nice to have you here. What up from Italy? Hello from France. Hello from Poland. Simnett Nutrition is worldwide. I guess that's the whole point of the internet, isn't it? But it's so nice to see everybody here. So this is going to be a fitness-focused Q&A. So like so many of them in the past have been just like all nutrition questions. And I love doing that, but I thought it would be nice to kind of change it up and try and keep this one somewhat like fitness related. So if you guys have questions on that, definitely put them into the chat there, and I will try and answer them the best I can. So, hello from Lighthouse Country. I don't know where that is, but very cool. Hello from the UK. So some nutritionally dense foods for someone who's struggling gaining weight. Already we got the nutrition questions going, but that's okay. So smoothies are great. You got to blend stuff up in order to eat more of it, and then just increase like the density of the calories. So like lots of like mashed things like yams, and then rather than just having just mashed yams, like put some like avocado in there, put some hemp seeds in there as well. That really helps to increase the calories. And then just like get in 1 extra meal in the day. Just like try that. Like doesn't have to be a huge meal, but just like focus on where there's like a big gap in between your eating. Just like try and get 1 more meal in, just like a small one. And that can help increase the calories. So, hey, so we got a question from Joe Manuel. Hey, Simnett, how many calories do you get in a day on average to keep building muscle? Okay, it's so funny to hear you guys call me Hey Simnett, because no one's ever done that except for when I used to play hockey. It was always like, yo, Simnett, pass the puck or whatever. And I was like, heck no, man, I'm going to geek through everyone. But I think that's really cool that it's come back around to this. So the question was, how many calories do I get in to keep building muscle? Well, it's hard to say because I haven't like just kept building muscle this whole time that I've been working out. Lighthouse Country is about, Lighthouse County, 20 odd minutes from Parksville. Oh, cool. So it hasn't been like linear and haven't just kept building muscle, but I know that I have to be in a slight surplus, as do, anybody really, in order to build muscle. So I think just like a 200 or 300 caloric surplus is probably good. I'm not a huge guy. I'm only 5'6", 145, sometimes a little bit more pounds. And I eat around 2,300 to 2,500 calories a day. 2,300 would be maintenance. 2,500 up to 2,600 would be like a little bit more of a surplus. So yeah, good question. Hey, we got a question from David Flowers. Very cool. Hey, Derek, is it better to begin training with full body or splits? That's a great question. I think that when you start out, I think training full body workouts is best, because if you try doing splits, like for instance, if you try doing like a whole pull day when you first start working out, you'll notice like your grip gets tired, because no matter what you're doing with pulling, whether you're doing lat pull down or pull-ups or pulling like this, and even like bicep curl, like things like that, like you're using your grip strength a lot. So, that's bound to go before you're like done tiring out like some of the bigger muscles. So I think, yeah, total body workouts is great, or at least doing like an upper body and lower body split when you first start working out. That's what I did, and I think that's what's gonna like work best for a lot of people. And then when you find out like, holy crap, like I'm working out for an hour and 20 minutes and I just can't go through everything, then like switch your workouts up and start doing the splits. Yeah, it's kind of weird. I just like looked at like seeing like 300 people was like listening to me right then, and I was kind of like, got a little nervous, but it's okay. At least it's not like a live audience that I have to look at. Well, it's a live audience, but I just have to look at my little camera to see you guys. Okay, cool. Hey, what are your thoughts on freezing smoothies? I don't know. When you thaw it out, it's not going to be like nearly as good, but it's better than not having them at all. Did you watch the Joe Rogan debate with Dr. Joel Kahn and Chris Kresser? You know what? I didn't watch the whole thing on Joe Rogan's channel. I didn't realize it was going to happen like that quickly. It seemed like there were just some like rumors about it, and then bam, he got it up. So that was really cool. But no, I didn't watch the whole thing. I've seen a lot of people's like reviews on it and what they had to say, like Happy Healthy Vegan, for instance, and there's a couple other channels. Vegan Strength. He also had like a review on it, and yeah, I don't know. I don't have too much to say about it. Like, I think that it was like a decent debate from what I saw. I'll have to listen to the whole thing though. I just haven't had 3 hours to dedicate to it. But I'll touch back with you guys once I do listen to it. But yeah, I don't know. I think it could have been done a little bit differently, but yeah, whatever. What do you recommend for learning how to planche? So the planche is like one of the holy grails of calisthenics and gymnastics. Static holds. Static holds are not a strength of mine for sure, but it's something that I'm working towards. So just to give you guys like a bit of a visual here, and just to make this a little bit more interesting, a planche would be where you're in like a push-up position like this, but rather than my feet being on the ground, your feet are like elevated. So just ignore that. Here, Crystal, help. There we go. That's a planche.
But then your legs are like sometimes spread, but that's a planche. There you go. Look at us. You did your first planche today, babe.
That's what a planche looks like. Thank you, Crystal. And yeah, so good ones for training towards the planche, like doing a like push up, but then like rather than like holding a push up static, but leaning forward as much as you can like this. That's going to really help to strengthen the wrists and the shoulders. What else? Tuck planche pushes and tuck planche holds and holding the arms out straight. That's what I found has been like a weakness of mine, is that straight arm strict strength is like really, really hard for me to hold. I'm really strong at like pushing up out of things, but then holding it straight like that is something I have to practice. So really focus on the planche, tuck planche pushes, and then holding that. And then also like trying to like keep your back up really straight when you're doing that. Man, yeah, the road to a planche is a long one. There's some people that train for many, many, many years, and I'm definitely taking it like way too casually in order to get it. So I have to start training a little bit harder for it if I do want to get it. So we got, let's go down a little bit further. Yeah, okay, we got a question from Max Gramman. Do you think it makes sense to supplement leucine, being that it is the BCA most responsible for muscle protein synthesis? Does it make sense to supplement leucine? Well, it depends what your diet's like, I guess, but I don't think so. No, we're going to get enough of it in our diet if we're eating a wide variety of plant foods. And also, like, we can, if you have a scoop of protein powder or something, there's going to be lots of leucine in that. And then I would say, like, you don't have to supplement it on its own. No. If you were going to, I would say probably have it with like the other two BCAAs as well. But yeah, that's totally up to you. Are you a fan of multi-collagen? I don't think so. I'm a fan of the collagen that my body creates, but none that are extracted from like fish and fish scales and stuff, or bovine skin. That's another place they get the collagen. They scrape the inside of the cow's skin. So, no, probably not. But I'm interested, if it's a plant product, the collagen, I've never heard of it. Best way to get better at pull-ups for women? Well, it'll be the same for men. And it's just like spending time on the bar. So I do have a couple videos on it, how to get better at pull-ups. But one thing is, like, if you're not hanging from the bar, like, you got to start hanging from the bar. That's something you got to start doing, because you're not going to get any pull-ups. Start hanging, scapulae, I don't know all these terms, but down and back, like retracting your shoulders like that. And then also like Australian rows, where your heels are anchored on the ground and then you're pulling up like that and you're on a bit of an angle. That'd be a really good way to start. Those TRX bands are a really good thing to start with those as well. They're really helpful. So what else we got here? Fasted cardio, then gym later. Yeah, sure. Do you know anything about chimp diets? Can we learn anything from them? Wow. No, I'm not that well educated in chimp diets, I do have to say, but I'm sure that we can learn from them. But I know it's not an area of expertise of mine. Let's see. Which ones do we get here? What is your opinion about CrossFit? I'm 20 and I want to start. I think you should start if you think that it's something that you'll like to do. And there's, and it's convenient. And there's a gym near you and you have the money to afford to go to CrossFit all the time. Then I think that's great. For myself, I like to have less structure around my workouts. And I know some people like to have a structure and I think it's great for them. And they like to have like a, regimented like workout and they like to know what they're doing going into it. For me, I just like to go and just, do whatever I want, do whatever feels good. And I also think that in CrossFit, I think, that's all I'm going to say about CrossFit. I mean, of course, there's like, with any type of workout, some people use like really bad form. So some of it I just don't understand, like the kipping, like pull-ups and the kipping muscle ups. Like I just don't understand why you would want to make an exercise like that much easier. But that's just me. And I really enjoy doing like strict pull-ups and strict muscle ups. And that's like part of the whole, that's part of CrossFit. So I don't know. Why do you think Frank Medrano is smaller than you despite being more advanced in calisthenics? So I think if Frank and I were to stand side by side, I don't know how tall Frank is, but he's probably taller than me. But as far as like, just like bulkiness, I think because I combine a bit more like weights in my workouts than he does. And he's like super, super lean. And I think, that's his main focus is to like stay lean and progress with calisthenics, where I'm a bit more of a jack of all trades, where I like to have a key. I like to, be able to lift heavy weights, but I also like to like keep a little bit of muscle mass on. So yeah, that's about, I don't know. I don't know, but that's like really nice. Cause when I first saw him, I was like, oh my gosh, I would be like so happy if I could even just gain like that much muscle like Frank has, which is a considerate amount of muscle. He is awesome. So I don't know. That's probably it. And also like genetic component will have, that'll affect it as well. From one Derek to another, Derek Dixon. I have family named Dixon. That's pretty cool, man. You might as well just be in the fam. Oh no, where did it go? Well, Derek Dixon, sorry I lost your question. But hey, that's okay. Okay, sorry, I froze there for a second. Can you make a video with snacks? I can. I will make a video with snacks. I'm not a huge snacker though. Like for me, a snack is like an apple or an apple with peanut butter on it, or like like some nuts and seeds. They're pretty boring snacks. Like I'm not like making anything too exciting, but I can. Yeah. Are there any fruits and veggies that you don't like? I've only tried like frozen and then thawed durian, and I wasn't a fan. But I would like to try fresh durian. But other than that, there really isn't anything that I don't like. No, I don't like, it's not that I hate like eating like raw broccoli and raw like cauliflower, but I much prefer those kinds of vegetables like cooked. But yeah, how often do you go to the gym? This is from Change Broker. How often do you go to the gym versus outside calisthenics? So I'd say with the gym, well, I go to the gym most days of the week. I find that like my workouts are really good there versus like if I'm here at home and I just work out in my backyard, like I love having my workout set up there, but I find that like I get distracted really easily. Like I'll see, like like a loose board on the house and I'm like, crap, I'm going to go tighten that up. Or like, I just get so distracted. So yeah, that's why I go to the gym mostly. And then I'll do calisthenics there, and I try and focus my workouts like basically like half calisthenics and like skills and movement, and then like half kind of like weightlifting and sort of muscle building. So that's kind of how I structure it. So yeah, hopefully that answers your questions. Hey, I got some great questions here. What are your thoughts on the deadlift? I think deadlifts are great. I don't do them nearly enough because they're hard and you have to put so much weight on the bars and you got to lift the bar up and you got to put it on, but I should just do it, not be so lazy. Super good for helping to strengthen like our lower back, of course. So yeah, I like the deadlift. I think it's great. It's just hard. We got a super chat here. So super chat is this thing that YouTube has where if you want to like donate some money to the channel, your question pops up and it's in color, and they, makes me kind of read it a little bit better than the other questions. I'll still answer all the other questions, and it's not required that you do this, but it is appreciated. Helps channel keep going. So we got Healthy MBS asks from Fresno, California, how many grams of protein are you averaging per day? Thanks for all the content. Great. So whenever I do my what I eat in a day videos, I always average right around 100 grams of protein, sometimes 90. But yeah, usually at least 85, like between at least 80 and 85, and then up to about 120. So hovering, around 100 grams of protein. If I have some like a scoop of protein powder, it usually pushes it up to 120. So yeah, and that would be for 23 to 2,500 calorie diet, because that's important to mention. I mean, if I'm only eating, that much protein, but it's like exclusively protein, then I'm not eating very much. Cool. So we got another question. At what university did you study? Well, I went to a private school at first I went to Humber College in Toronto and studied public relations there, but I think you're probably referring to my nutrition background. And I am a certified nutritional practitioner. It's also like a holistic nutritionist. I went to the holistic, oh my gosh, I can't remember, the Institute of Holistic Nutrition. And that's in Vancouver. It's all over Canada as well. So yeah, we're also recognized in the United States, and that's where I went to school. Yeah, so we got another super chat from the proud mummy. Just a nice donation, so thank you. No question. Do frozen veggies have as much vitamins as fresh ones? Good question. So we, I've talked about this before for sure, because a lot of people think that frozen vegetables are like dead or whatever, and they're not, and that's not how it works. So what happens a lot of the time when they pick vegetables to ship, they pick them early because they like ship better. Like you can imagine a really like ripe avocado, for instance, versus like a green one that's like really hard. Like obviously that green one's going to ship a lot better. You don't have to worry about it going like rotten. And it's not going to bruise. However, this hasn't pulled all the nutrition out of like the soil and out of the tree into that plant yet, because that happens in the very last part of ripening. So although it will ripen as it travels to our house, it's not always the most nutrient dense when they start with it. But then I don't think they really freeze avocados, but that was just an example that I could think of. But then they do apparently, Crystal said. But then you get something that's frozen and it's had time to like ripen on the tree. They pick it at the peak of its ripeness, because then it's like the most tasty, and then they freeze it. You might lose a little bit of nutrition there, and then you recook it, you might lose a little bit there. But I think it all depends on like, what are you going to eat instead of that, right? If it means are you going to have like some frozen veggies, with some like grains or something like that for dinner, or are you going to have just like a can of, open a can of like, I don't know, some sort of like Campbell's chili or something, like obviously the frozen vegetables are going to be better for you. So yeah, don't think that it's not really like a cut and dry, they're better or worse. I think that like fresh is always best, organic, local is always best, but I don't think it's a bad alternative. And we keep green peas on hand all the time, and I almost, put them in almost every stir fry. Juliana D, what upcoming events? What upcoming vegan events are you looking forward to attending? And thank you for all the excellent content. Really enjoying your hiking videos and your positive style. Thank you. I try and stay positive. I try and hike a lot. And vegan this year again. Going to be there with Vivo Life. John Venus is going to be there. I think Nimai is going to be there. Can't wait to hang out with them all. And then, everybody else on the team too. I don't want to forget anyone's name, so I'm not even going to start listing everybody off. I just love my homies. And that is like definitely what I'm going to do. Like I'm going to look forward to that. And then I'm also looking forward to like probably the Victoria Veg Fest in a couple of years, or not in a couple of years, in a couple of months, back in the summer. That's about it. We live on Vancouver Island, so there aren't a whole lot of like veg fests here. But yeah. Yeah, exactly.
Fitness.
And then that was a super chat, Chris's channel. So can you do videos to help with flexibility and stretches? Eating animals is weird. Thank you, Mark. Yeah, I can. Sure. I'm not like the greatest to do that, but I've wanted to actually have Crystal guest star in a video, because she's so good at like yoga and stuff, that she would be able to maybe run me through some exercises, like some areas that are commonly tight on people that work out. Like for instance, like, increasing my shoulder mobility, opening up shoulders, opening up hips and my hip flexors, maybe for squatting a little bit better. So I think with Crystal's help, I think I can definitely do a video like that. I'm not a specialist on stretching, and I don't do it nearly enough. Anyways, good question. Thanks, Amar. at what time do you get up, work, and eat out and eat, and then eat afterwards? I'm struggling with my time management when it comes to eating. Well, it all depends on like your lifestyle. If you work really early and you get up and you work out right away, and then you don't have time to eat, like maybe get up right away, eat a little bit. Like you don't have to do these fasted workouts or anything. Like nothing is, set in stone or like the only way that you can get results, right? So make it work with your lifestyle. So yeah, I get up, I try and get up pretty early, like 7:30-ish. No, that's not that early, but that's what time I try and get up. And then from there, I'll usually just have lemon water, and then I go work out right away. And then I come home and I have food. So that's about probably 9 or 10 o'clock by the time I'm eating. Sometimes a little bit later if I'm filming or if I get caught up. So, and then I'll just eat whenever I'm hungry throughout the day, and I try not to eat too late. So I don't know, do your best, and don't get stuck in any of these sort of like, dogmatic ideas of like, oh, I have to intermittent fast and I have to intermittent fast every day. Like if you like doing it, it feels good, but you can only do it one day a week, well, then do it one day a week. Totally cool. What else do we got here? So let's get to some more fitness related questions. Do you think cutting works? Do you think cutting, like getting leaner, works best when paired with cardio, or will you just get as good results by diet change only? No, you definitely have to combine it with the with cardio. So like, yeah, definitely. You can get some good results by changing your diet, of course, but you can amplify them, of course, by doing cardio. And that's something I got to start doing more of. I think I could get a lot more definition if I did that. But, I work out for an hour and a bit every day, and it's like, man, I don't know if I want to go do cardio for another hour, half an hour. Anyways, yeah. What do I have here? Some more workout questions. What is a good workout to do before school? In the evening, I work out at the gym. So before school, like if you want, just do like a little home workout and just create a little circuit. There's something called Tabata, which is really cool. And they do like, it's usually like, I think it's like 20 or 30 seconds on and then 10 seconds off. And they'll do that for like 4 minutes, I think 3 or 4 minutes. And you can like download the timers and stuff. And within like a 12-minute workout, you can get absolutely drenched in sweat and you can get a good pump on. And that would just be, so for 30 seconds, just do as many pushes as you can, and then you rest, and then maybe do some like leg lifts, and then, rest, go back and do something else. So yeah, that would be a great one. Okay. What happened to your battle ropes? I still have my battle ropes outside. I haven't been using them enough. Yeah, I don't know what happened. Nothing happened to them. They're just outside. I just got lazy. Hey, I love your vids and your ebook. Thanks so much. Do you ever worry about calcium in your plant milk blocking iron absorption in your smoothies? Yeah, a couple people have brought this up. It's not something I really ever think about, to be honest with you. I just like let my body kind of figure all this stuff out. But it's a thing for sure. Like having, a large amount of calcium, especially one that's like fortified, like in almond milk, can inhibit iron absorption. But my smoothie isn't the only place I'm getting iron that day. So like it's good to think about all these things. But if we start, like, we can't have crazy, like trying to separate like the foods. It's like, okay, well, oatmeal is high in iron, but has some calcium in it. So then it's like, well, I can't have that with almond milk now. And I don't know. To me, it just seems like a lot of work. So I don't worry about it. I make sure that I get iron in other areas, of my diet. And I'm sure that, my body's going to be able to figure out what it needs to get. And it's going to be able to pull that out of the food. So hopefully that answers your question. But you're right, though.
You got
totally right.
Yourself.
Six-pack ab questions, please. I'm 12% fat and can't get them to show enough. None of us can get them to show enough. Well, not at least. I feel as though I may need to cut the carbs down and reduce bloating. Yeah, so like water retention could be a thing for you. But yeah, you just got to get really lean. Like, I don't know how old you are, but definitely the younger you are, the easier it is to get that lean. I don't know if you need to cut the carbs down or maybe just like the processed food. It's hard to say with whatever. I don't know what else you're eating. But for me, I know it's like not the easiest to like really get those like super like shredded, ripped abs. Like you have to be quite lean, and it takes, you know, quite a bit of dedication. So yeah, I don't know. Just do your best, and like life isn't all about having abs. Like make sure you're feeling good as well. Someone's at the Hensher before said, just reduce the body fat. Exactly. If only it was that easy though, eh? Okay. All right, we got to get some more questions going on here. What else? What's my next fitness goal? You know what? I don't know. I got to sit down and I got to think about this, right? I know that I want to continue getting better at calisthenics, but I got to decide if I want to continue to try and like keep this much muscle on my body while I do that, because it's like almost trying to do two things at once. And you know, if I was a little bit lighter and worked harder on my calisthenics skills, then I would be able to, you know, progress faster at that. But then I wouldn't have the same like structure. And I like, you know, I've been really, really thin and lean and skinny my whole life. And I kind of like having a little bit more muscle on me. So it's something that I have to figure out. And yeah, I don't know. I don't know what my next goals are, but I do want to continue to get a little bit bigger, I think, and like leaner. Everybody does. I mean, man, it's the holy grail, like lean and big. Frig. This is your fan, Raphael. Hey, man, my question is, how do you feel from your beginning calisthenics in nature, like your good old trusty bamboo bar and logs, to the gym transition? Blessings to you, Crystal. So where I used to live on the mainland of Vancouver, there was an amazing outdoor workout spot. That's where I started working out. And I started going there just basically out of necessity. Like I didn't have very much money, so I couldn't afford a gym membership. And it was just really convenient for me. And I was going to school and I was working a lot. So it just like worked that I could, you know, just pop down there for a few minutes and work out. And I loved working out outdoors. But then things changed when I moved to Parksville. I didn't have that amazing setup anymore. And my workouts outside were never quite as structured or as hard as they were there. So I joined the gym, and my workouts like are definitely like, you know, better there than they were kind of like outdoor in my backyard and stuff. Although I still love working out there. Yeah, I don't know. It's definitely different. In the summer, I love to work out outside a lot more. But here in like the Pacific Northwest in British Columbia, Canada, we have such long winters, and it rains like all the time. Like it's raining right now. And I'm not going to show you guys. I don't really care what it looks like out my window, but trust me, yeah, it's raining, and it'll be raining for the next 6 months. So I'm going to be inside. You don't have much choice. But I will try and get outside and run and do as much as I can outdoors.
If only we lived at Venice Beach.
Oh, someone was like, bounce to the beat, said, dude, I'm not ripping you, but why don't you discuss your blood test results with your fans? I've never seen you talk about your results. Okay, last time I had my blood test, it was many, many years ago. And I didn't get the results. The doctor said, everything is great. You don't have to worry about anything. Everything's perfect. So I just said, hey, cool. And I went with it. I didn't have this channel at the time, or at least it wasn't like, you know, big, and no one would have really cared at the time. So yeah, I didn't then, but it's something that I want to do soon. And, you know, I'll let you guys know when I do. So yeah, no reason why I haven't shared my blood tests. Cool.
You just don't have one to share.
Yeah, I don't have one to share, just like Crystal said. So funny, John Dodge. I drove all around Parksville trying to find that playground in your videos. Finally found it. Ballin'. Wow. Yeah. Good for you for finding that. Like, holy, that would have been hard to find. Fitness. Weighted and calisthenics exercises for building upper back and shoulders. Ones to do at home. Weighted calisthenics exercises for building upper back and shoulders. Calisthenics exercises for shoulders. Weighted. Well, I mean, push-ups are great for working the front delt. Side delts are hard. Athlete X has a video on working side delts with calisthenics, and it's kind of an awkward movement where you kind of plant your arm on your elbow on the ground here, and you sort of like rotate, having your arm going like this motion. And I tried it. It didn't really work for me. Like super good effort. Like I know so much, but it didn't really work for me. So I find like just getting something like if you are at home, like I know calisthenics is great, but it's hard to develop that side delt. So having like a shopping bag or something full of, cans of soup or like beans or whatever, and lateral raises and like lifting them out, that'll really help to strengthen that side delt and help build like bigger shoulders. Cause you need to have that little, has to go out a little bit on the side there in order for it to look big. And then what else? Back at home, you're going to have to do some sort of like pulling movement. So I don't know what sort of setup you have at home to do that, but you're going to have to figure that out. Get a pull-up bar, maybe get some TRX bands and hang them from like a door. Do Australian rows, really focus on that squeeze at the back. So that was from Beautiful Vegan. Oh, that's a nice name. Boulders for shoulders. I have just seen and bought apple pie spice for the first time just after you had it in your porridge. Can't wait to try it. Cool. It's very good. I'm hoping to make some muffins soon with it. The LEBERTs are awesome. Yeah, so the LEBERT dip bars that I have, if you go like underneath them, you can do like a row like this. There's also like a one-armed muscle up that you can do on them, which is really cool. I'll have to get those out for the next one, and we'll do like a bit more of an interactive live. I think that'd be fun. Any tips on tendonitis or joint pain recovery prevention? You got to rest, and you got to consume lots of anti-inflammatories for sure. Yeah, I had that when I started, like right in here was always, I could just feel like, I feel like everything rubbing together. And that just happens, when you start working out, stuff gets irritated, and there's not a lot you could do, because if you think about like what's happening in there is like the tendons and ligaments are inflamed, and then when they're inflamed, what isn't usually touching might be touching now, and they're rubbing against each other, and it'll continue to get more inflamed. So really you can't do much. Ice it, and then also like just rest. Yeah. Have you tried boxing? The training is crazy. Yeah, I have. We used to have a punching bag at my house, and I always hurt my wrists and knuckles on that thing. I don't think our gloves were good enough, but it's gnarly, super gnarly fun. And we have a couple punching bags at my gym, and I keep meaning to get some like gloves, but a lot of the gloves are leather, and it's hard to find like good quality synthetic ones. So you can DM me on Instagram if you guys know of any. So yeah, what else we got? Give me a good fitness related question. Fitness from Olove. What do you do when your vegan diet causes you to feel weak and dizzy while lifting? I lost 50 pounds while intermittent fasting and vegan, but gained 20 back trying to combat dizziness by stopping intermittent fasting. Well, it sounds like, you have to keep your calories like the same. So if you just start eating in the morning, but then you're eating the same meals in the afternoon, then you're just adding those calories on in the morning, so you have to like, if you're going to eat that in the morning, then you might have to like skirt a little bit off the top there in the evening in order to keep your sort of calories the same. But as far as like, it's got to be like a, blood sugar energy thing. If you're feeling weak and dizzy while lifting, that's not good. Maybe try eating more like the night before. Just experiment with different things, and then try like maybe having a bit more like fats in the evening or something, rather than just like a really, super quick digesting, high carb meal. That might help you sustain a bit more energy like the next morning when you're working out, or try a few different things in the morning. I don't know, but good luck. Well, John Cash, another question about, are you and Chris getting married? Well, I don't know, but I got to do it soon, or else she's going to leave me for one of you guys. No, we're not too concerned. Like, we're not super concerned.
Basically married.
For us, like, we don't feel, I know it's like a rite of passage and stuff, and I think we will do that one day, but like, I don't feel like there's any more like commitment I could like give to her, or any more committed I could feel. Like, we're in this, so we don't really think about it. But it's like, I don't like have like when I'm out and it's like, oh, I call her like my girlfriend. It sounds like I have some like, like 16-year-old girlfriend or something that like comes over to make out on Fridays, or then I call her like my partner, and people, they're kind of unsure, which is totally cool too. But I might just start calling her my wife. Then you guys won't bug me anymore.
Yeah, but, maybe we already are married. We just don't know.
Cool. Yeah. Anyways, good question. Are cacao nibs a good addition for smoothies? They're super high in antioxidants. They have a little bit of caffeine in them, high in magnesium. I wouldn't see why they're bad to add to smoothies. If you like them, go for it. We have some cacao nibs. I don't really eat cacao nibs very often, but they're bitter. Yeah, that's the thing. They're a little bit bitter. Cool. Anyways, let's get to some more fitness questions, guys. What do you think? What are the basics of going from poor diet to vegan diet to physically fit? Yeah, just like patience for sure. And what are the basics? And like just including more whole foods into your diet, and like understand that over time your taste buds will change, your cravings will change. And that food that you once thought you could never live without, you will soon see as not food fit for humans or any animals for that matter. That's what I see now when I walk by. Like, I used to obsess with like candy and stuff, but now like when I walk by that like grocery store aisle and there's like candy or I'm at the front, like I don't see that as food. Like it doesn't even cross my mind to buy that sort of stuff. So it takes time. It'll get easier. But you have to put in some effort, right? You do have to put in some effort. And yeah, that's it. Just like more whole foods, be patient, be kind to yourself, because it's easy to get down on ourselves when we're trying to change habits. But yeah, just stay in your lane, keep going forward. Cool. Hey, what's your take on seitan? Good or bad? I only see you cook tempeh or tofu. Do you eat soy every day? I don't eat soy every day, but a few times a week I will have soy, tempeh or tofu. For me, okay, so I had a lot of digestive problems when I was younger, like a lot of digestive problems. So when I was young, I had like colic. They thought I was like allergic to my mom's breast milk, so I was on like formula really young. And there are a whole bunch of, I had really, really bad acne when I was a kid, and I was on like antibiotics for years trying to figure it out. And then I was on Accutane for a long time, which is an even stronger medication. And it's all messed up my gut so badly. And I'd be in agony like all the time. So gluten is something that I know is it's hard on our digestive tract, especially for people with compromised digestive tracts. So it's, I will have gluten here and there, and I just feel like having a big gluten bomb like seitan isn't something that I am missing in my diet, and I'm not saying it's bad for everybody. And I've had seitan before that's tasted like so many different things, and it's really versatile and really good. But that's my reasoning for it. And my digestion's been really good, for the last few years, and I want to keep it that way. So yeah, that's one of them. But it's, and I see how, I see that I should probably just completely cut out gluten 100%, like not ever waver on it. But I don't seem to notice if I have a bit of like sourdough bread here and there. I don't seem to notice that it affects me too much. But yeah, that's the reason for it. Do you include deadlifts in your routine? Eric, no. We were talking about that earlier, man. And I should start doing deadlifts more. I did for a little while, and I find I get like stronger. My like core and everything like seems to like tighten up. And you feel amazing doing it. So yeah, it's something that I'm going to start doing again. Thanks for the reminder, guys. Johnny Cash, what's up? As a guy, have you ever been tempted to use steroids to start gaining size, or is that not something you care for? So of course I've thought about that. Who hasn't, as a guy who lifts weights and has tried to put on gains? Yeah, at first you probably think like, oh, I'm never going to do that. And then you like lift weights for a while, and you make some gains, and then you hit some plateaus, and then you see like, the bodybuilders on TV and all these Instagram like models and celebrities that are just like have this, unattainable looking physique. Yes, of course I've thought about it. But it's not, like, first of all, I couldn't lie to you guys about it. And at the same time, it would be like, what, like, I just feel like my, I don't know, for my health, first of all, I wouldn't do it for my health, but also, yeah, wouldn't want to lie to you guys about it. And it also like wouldn't like feel good. I wouldn't have like a lot of conviction behind this vegan diet if I'm like, yeah, look at how good this vegan diet is, and I take steroids as well. Just wouldn't, but that's not the reason why. Like the only reason why I would take steroids would be to increase my like voice and the reach that I have as a sort of like vegan fitness YouTuber or whatever. And then if I were to do that, I wouldn't lie about it, and then then people wouldn't care about me the same and think I'm as honest and stuff because I'm using that sort of thing. So yeah, no. not going to do it. Have thought about it. Good question though. Thanks. And of course I've thought about like who else takes it, right? You look at all these other guys on like line and you're like, well, I wonder if he takes it. Like I go to the gym for just as long as him and all this stuff. And it's like, we can't worry about stuff like that. Like, you know, when I first started, I didn't think I was going to get to where I am today. I didn't think I was going to have as much muscle as I do. And I'm not like a bodybuilder by any means, or not huge or anything, but I've gone beyond what I thought was possible. So, you know, just like keep pushing. And, you know, if you want to do steroids, then do it, but don't lie to the masses about it. That's what I have to say about it all. Derek, did you know that mustard can help putting more lean muscle mass on? No, I didn't know that. And I'm going to start doubling up on my mustard. I'm not sure where that came from, but we got a question from Samuel. Opinion on rest days? Rest days are for babies. No, I'm just kidding. Rest days. Yeah, I try and take 1 or 2 a week. So I try and work out like 5 days in a row. If I'm feeling really good, I'll work out that 6th day in a row. And I just take a day off then. But a lot of the time, what I'll do is like if I'm busy like midweek and I need to take a day off, or what just works out, then I just take a day off then. And I don't worry too much about it. And if my body is telling me I need a day off, I'm tired or depleted or whatever, then I definitely take a day off. Joshua Hetherington asks, any chance you could do a full workout video, every exercise and reps start to finish? Love your content, peace and veg. I like that. I could, yeah, it would be a pretty long video, but I could do that. Would you want to, like full workout, would you want to see push and pull, I guess? Leg days are kind of boring. People want to see them though, it seems like. So we got a super chat here.
Done that.
I have done it, but my workouts have definitely changed.
Yeah, we should do it.
We got vegan calisthenics. Cool. Hey, Simnett, I'm a mental health care professional getting frustrated by the limited holistic healthcare system. Want to start a vegan sports mental transformation center? Oh, I want to start a transformation sports and mental health center. What are your tips and ideas? Love your spirit. Well, mental health care. Do it. I don't know it's not a area of expertise for me, but I think that sounds like a really great thing to do. I think people really need that. I think mental health needs a lot more attention towards it, and the stigmas have to be relieved, and we have to talk about it. So yeah, and get out there on social media. Social media is so powerful. So just keep doing your thing. Yeah.
Neil Barnard has a center that they take people in and stuff. So maybe they could hook up.
Okay. Crystal just said Neil Barnard has a center where they also do similar things.
For weight loss and stuff.
For weight.
Yeah.
She's talking about mental health.
No, I know, but then she could do the mental health portion,
Oh, exactly. Yeah.
They could
you could link up with another doctor or something.
Or see how they run it.
I think that's really cool. Good idea. So we got DK Brownie. Wow, that's a super generous super chat. Thank you. Eating plant-based has changed my life in so many ways. Thanks to you, by the way. Have you ever studied the correlation of eating vegan and its reducing effects on depression? It's incredible. Isn't that funny from what the other girl just said here? Even rainy days are positive. Thanks again, Derek. Dan, no question. Just, he said, yeah, have you ever studied the correlation between eating vegan and reducing its effects on depression? Yeah, and we talked about it in we know that so much of our serotonin is made in our gut. Serotonin being one of the major chemicals that affects our mood. And if we're not eating healthy, if our guts are not in good shape, our gut bacteria is in check, then that can have horrible effects on that whole system. So yeah, I'm with you, and I'm so glad that you're feeling better, and that you've reduced the depression in your life. Very proud of you. Next question here. Another super chat from Zaquan. Hey, Derek, Quan here. Hey, new vegan in college at Penn State. Cool. How can I go out drinking 1 time per week without sacrificing muscle gain? I try to drink straight shots. Cool. So, what do you want me to say other than just do the best that you can for the rest of the time, right? I mean, there's nothing that you can really do to counteract the effects of drinking. Of course, stay hydrated and eat lots of antioxidant rich foods. Yeah, and then don't let like life get in the way of making gains, but you still want to enjoy your time at college, because let me tell you, those 4 years where you're just like drinking and you're not caring too much and stuff, like that is a very short-lived time in your life. And if I could tell anybody any advice, it would be like, just take it all in as much as you can. Like just sit back at some parties and just like look and just like try and like imprint that into your brain and be like, because it's not going to happen. Once you turn like 25 or 28 or something, doesn't happen anymore. And not only doesn't happen, just like it's not fun anymore. So enjoy it while you can. Quan, thanks for the super chat. Yeah, just stay hydrated, man. Try drinking straight shots. Yeah, that's the best. Like, I don't know about just straight shots, but like club soda or like water and like gin would be like, sort of like healthier drink, but it's gonna, it's not great for us, but can't say I wasn't there. And I didn't do it a lot more than 1 time per week. So you're probably doing okay. We got another super chat from Stephen Molina. And he says, 12 weeks into the vegan diet, winter is approaching, which is bad for food availability. Developing an eating disorder. Hard to stay motivated. I don't want to give up. I work 50 to 60 hours a week. What do I do? Okay. So yeah, I know that there's some places, we're really lucky here, where we live, like, in Canada and stuff, because we have like such good access to like produce and stuff. So I understand that it's not that good everywhere around the world. Like, I don't want you to start developing an eating disorder. The food is here to like help and nourish us. It's not here to, cause us stress and to like anxiousness and disordered eating. So it's hard to stay motivated and I don't want to give up. What do I do? Just remember why you started, but like find meals that maybe aren't, find foods that make sense to eat at this time of year. Like eat more oatmeal, eat more like yams and nuts and seeds and Brussels sprouts and like those sort of like cooked vegetables, rather than just like, fruit, because some places around the world this time of year, it's, you're only going to be getting like maybe oranges and like 1 or 2 types of apples and bananas. And if you're not eating a whole variety of like, fresh fruit, it's hard to stay up on a fruit-based diet in the winter if you don't have good access to it. So yeah, I don't know exactly what you're eating. It would be a bit, obviously with more information it'd be easier, but yeah, really just know that it's going to be worth it in the end, right? Like, what do? If you give up, you're just going to eat like unhealthy foods and then you're not going to like feel good about that, but your body's also not going to feel good and it's not going to be good for your health. So just remember why you're doing it and know that it'll be worth it in the end. Just find some meals that you like to eat in the middle of the winter. And for me, it's like more oatmeal, more root vegetables. Soups are really good as well. So yeah, and don't, like we were talking about earlier, don't be afraid of frozen food. If you have to buy some frozen vegetables and, mix up, like make your own sort of, if you're pressed for time, like a little Mr. Noodles kind of thing, but not with new Mr. Noodles, like actually get some like rice noodles, maybe make a miso broth, throw a bunch of frozen veggies in there. Like that's something nice you could eat in the winter. Yeah. Best of luck to you, man, Steven. I really hope that you can figure it out. Yes. Cool. Thanks for all the questions, everybody. So we got Matthias Johansson. What's your favorite fitness channel? Good question. So I know my buddy John Venus would get mad at me if I didn't say his channel. So after John's channel, probably I would say, okay, there's a guy called Fitness FAQs, and he's not like a vegan at all, but he's just like a really super knowledgeable guy, got a great physique, and he's good, super calm and like really clear, and you can tell he's like super smart, just the way that he speaks and he breaks things down. His videos are really just like super good, and that's probably one of my favorite ones. Fitness FAQs does a lot about calisthenics, but he's not completely afraid to talk about weights. He was talking the other day about the benefits of direct bicep training with in conjunction with calisthenics. So it's very cool. And I've always felt like the same way. I felt like, yeah, there's like a lot that calisthenics can do, but I think that there's a certain element of like isolation that is like beneficial for it as well. And yeah, he's right on the page with me. So definitely Fitness FAQs. Trying to think who else I like to watch. Obviously like Athlean X is a really good one. I also really, really like, okay, there's a few. There's what's his name? Wesley Visser. He's Vintage Genetics on YouTube. He is awesome. He's like not vegan as well, but he's open to the vegan diet. I think he just eats like a bit of fish or whatever, but that's not why I watch him. I watch him because his workout advice is just incredible. And he's open about using steroids as well. He's an IFBB professional that is in the classic division. He was just in the Olympia. He didn't do that well because he had a couple problems going into it. But anyways, yeah, that's definitely like one of my favorite ones. Who else is another favorite? I don't know. Those are a couple of good ones to start with. But if you don't know Wesley Visser's Vintage Genetics, he's got a great voice to listen to. He goes over all his workouts. It's not calisthenics stuff. It's all like weightlifting and bodybuilding. But really, really good. Do you want to do a sprint race at Veg Fest? Raphael Pinto. He's got a good channel too. Check him out. Yeah, maybe. I don't know. It's been a while since I've really had a sprinting race, but we could do it. Sprinting gets old. It gets harder as you get older, guys. So don't stop sprinting. Like if there's any advice from a 35-year-old I can give you, it's enjoy college parties and don't stop sprinting. You have a beautiful life. God bless you. Thank you for that. Very nice. Love the look on Coco's face. Yeah, look at him staring at me right now. That is
he's
so...
looking. He's always on there looking.
Yeah, he likes to get involved.
That's his dad.
Someone was saying, if you want to take your body weight, strength, and mobility to the next level, you should get on the Gymnastics Bodies program, best body weight program. Click here to download. No, it's not. It doesn't say that. Very cool. I will check it out. How do you keep your testosterone high during training and diet? I don't know because I don't get my testosterone tested. But I feel like yeah, sleep is absolutely crucial. Keeping your stress down because cortisol is a testosterone killer for sure. And not working out for too long, especially as like we get older here. Like I definitely feel like my testosterone has like taken a dip in the last maybe, I want to say since like the start of summer, I started to go like super hard and I just wasn't giving my body the rest that it needed. And as I kind of like got a little bit more tired, I would just like keep resisting it and pushing back and like wanting to go harder to kind of overcome that. I wasn't really listening to my body enough. So yeah, that's, and in the last video, people were asking me like if I lost some weight and stuff. And like, yeah, I lost like a few pounds of, muscle. And it's just like that. Like I said in the last one, like when you're doing this naturally and you're trying to stay like lean year round and you're trying to like just go as hard as you can, it's hard to keep your foot on the gas pedal all the time. So definitely, yeah, any advice that I can give you a little bit more is like listen to your body. Yeah. Okay, we got from Kathy Bird. Any words about protein intake for us folks over 60? Yeah, so you just want to make sure that you're getting enough protein when you're like elderly. Our stomach acid isn't as strong as it was, when we get a bit older. So we want to make sure that we're providing it enough protein that it can break it down and use it, because with less stomach acid, our body isn't quite as good at using those nutrients. So I would say, yeah, make sure that you're taking in a good amount. Like I wouldn't listen to like the bodybuilding claims of like 1 gram per pound of body weight or anything crazy like that. But, like look for, just get in a good amount. Make sure that you're having some good solid sources of protein, like some good beans in there. It's like soy and tempeh are great for women, especially like yeah, just make sure you get it. And if you want to use a protein powder, that can help for sure, but look for it from the whole food sources first. I think that's about it. I wish I could give you more, Kathy Bird, but yeah, it's important for people that are over 60. It is still important. It's not that just because you're eating less or because you're less active, you don't need any. Of course, we still need some, and you still need a good amount at that age. Cool. Good question, though. Thank you. Okay, how many, like what time? We got 55 minutes. Let's go for another little while here, another 10, 15 minutes. Hey, Derek, have you noticed that your body have become more stiff and inflamed after you started doing more weightlifting and bodybuilding? Any thoughts? Not saying that you are, but are you experiencing it? All right, Casper, as long as you're not accusing me of being stiff and inflamed, But sometimes I am. A little bit, but not really. No, because I still do enough calisthenics that I'm like hanging so much and stretching my body out and moving around. So no, I don't really feel like super stiff and inflamed from that. Just from like not stretching enough in general. It doesn't matter if I'm doing calisthenics or weightlifting. Yeah, but yeah, fair enough question. Do you ever get blisters? And if so, how do you deal with them? I'm lucky where I don't get blisters. I don't do a lot of things that are like super like repetitive and like high speed, like with what's it called? Like CrossFit, like those kipping pull-ups and stuff that I was talking about. So I'm really lucky. Like I get pretty gnarly like calluses on my hands, and sometimes I'll just like pick them away like that. It's kind of gross. But also like a really good thing is to use like a pumice stone or something, and that's really good at helping to get rid of them. But I'm lucky where I'm not that susceptible to getting blisters. Any thoughts on pea isolate protein powder? I'm taking like 90 grams per day of it while on my vegan journey right now. Chris C. Huber, I hope that your digestion's okay. That's a lot of protein. You're probably not going to be able to use that much from pea protein. I would suggest like just a scoop of it. If you're digesting it okay, like it's a good source. But if it hasn't been fermented, it can be like quite gas forming for a lot of people. So just like if you're having a lot of gas, then think about that. But I don't think, 90 grams, that would be like 3 massive like 30-gram scoops, and that's a lot. So I don't think you need to be taking that much in. I think you're probably wasting your money on it. It's not going to be helping. It's not going to be helping you at that point, I don't think. Is it a bad idea to do pull-ups during the winter outdoors? No, it's a great idea. Of course. You guys are crazy. Do you think that fats are necessary? Don't we just need omega-3s? Yeah, well, okay, good question, because no, we need omega-6s as well, but those are the only essential fatty acids. So, in theory, yeah, but even with but no, we will, like, I think it's important to consume other like monounsaturated fats from like avocado and stuff as well. We need it for like, hormone regulation and just getting in enough calories. But yeah, you're right. Like, I guess in theory, all we need are omega-3s, but even in something like flaxseed, you're going to get, omega-3s and 6s, but even in flaxseed, you're going to get other fats as well that aren't just the essential ones. So you're not, unless you're taking like a supplement or something, you're not going to be able to get away from that. And that wouldn't be a good place to just get your fats, would be from like, an isolated algae oil or something like that. So yeah, I think just eat a good amount of, healthy plants, fats. Someone keeps asking my opinion on textured vegetable protein. Yeah, they keep asking, so I'll answer it. I don't know much about it. I've had it before, and it's like it tastes really good, and it holds on to flavors really well. It has a really cool texture, and I think it's made from soy. I think it's like those soy curls from Butler. If it is, then I know all about those because one of you guys sent me a package of them to my P.O. box, which was amazing. I still have one package left, and I don't want to use it because they're so good. The ones that I have, it's just one ingredient, soy. So there's some sort of like process that it goes through, obviously, in order to get it like that. I don't know what it is, but I don't know. If you digest it okay and, you enjoy it, I think it's okay to have a few times a week. I can't see why not. Holistic nutritionist thoughts on binge eating and how to overcome it. A lot of the time, it has to do with, and Dr. Barnard's really good at speaking about this, Neil Barnard. A lot of the time, it has to do with like our dopamine, and we're looking for a sort of dopamine release, and there's lots of ways that we can find that, like drugs and alcohol and love and food and like swiping up on Instagram and Reddit and all these things that there's just like rewards for us, help us to release dopamine in the brain, and we feel good. And so if you are finding that, like certain times a day or whatever, then you have to either like distract your mind or find something else that gives you that dopamine release and something that you like to do. So it depends. I don't know what it will be for you, but it could be, having some tea. It could be like cuddling with a loved one and watching a movie. even just like going in, like getting a hug from somebody in your household, just try. And you don't even need to tell them, just say, hey, I need a hug right now, when you're really like craving food and you don't need the calories and you're not hungry. You're just craving it because you're like bored or lonely or whatever. Try it out. Try and get that dopamine release from somewhere else. Crystal said go for a walk is a really good one as well. Yeah. Cool. So that was that. Great question. Hey, thanks for answering my questions. Why aren't there enough good studies to switch the food pyramid to a vegan or more vegan diet? It's slowly going that way. I think the new Canadian food guide, I don't think says that like meat is a necessary part. I could be mistaken, or at least they're thinking of changing it to that. I think there's enough good research. I think it's just like a lot of the like government policy like that is influenced by, different, like corporations and different sectors like the dairy industry. And, they lobby like really hard to keep that stuff, in schools and on the food guide and all that sort of stuff. So yeah, that's probably why. So until we get like money out of that and not allow, those sorts of things to happen, then it's probably going to stay there. Day 1 trying vegan. Sweet. Oh my gosh. And I lost it. Come on, come back. Well, hey, okay, here we are. Day 1 trying vegan. Definitely not hard. Using your recipes and can't wait to see where it takes me. Thanks, Derek. Cool. Yeah, it'll be worth it in the end. Take your time and just like, get into it and enjoy it. And if you mess up, don't worry about it. Just keep going forward. Thoughts on cooking with stainless steel versus cast iron? What's your favorite? Good question. I mentioned this in a video a little while ago when people had a lot of questions on it. That I stopped cooking with my cast iron pan because I remember hearing, I think it was Dr. Greger talking about it, saying that much iron that we get, because it does, come off and comes into our food, that much iron in that form isn't good for us. It can be pro-oxidative. So I stopped using it and I'm using stainless steel now. However, stainless steel, depending on the quality of it, a lot of them are like they use nickel in order to I believe harden it and also to help make all the metals stay together. And some people have a big sensitivity to nickel. So that, if you have that and you're using stainless steel and you have some sort of sensitivity you can't figure out, it might be that. And you might want to switch to something like glass cookware or even surgical grade stainless steel, which is really hard to find cookware like that. Carico makes some, I know. But yeah, I'm using stainless steel right now, and it's the best that I have. And I think it's better than using a non-stick surface, because that Teflon and stuff, we know that that's really bad for us. So yeah, that's my thoughts on it. And I really want to find a bit more about the cast iron and how much of it gets into our food, but I haven't had time to search for that. Where can I find vegan tops and shirts like yours? Well, if you want a Simnett Nutrition approved one, we've got some on the SimnettNutrition.com website. There's a link in the description, but we don't have anything like this up yet. It's just it's just Simnett Nutrition shirts, but we will be getting cool shirts like this soon. But this one is from Living Engine, and that's their logo there. They're a company that stood by me since the very beginning. So I always have a soft spot in my heart for them. They're very cool. So they have this one, plant fueled, but look on Etsy and stuff. There's lots of companies that are making them. Greetings from Wales. What's up? Keep the good work up. Thank you, Richard Barnett. Love it. Dennis Stojko. Fitness related or maybe not. How old is John Venus, and is he on steroids?
Oh my god.
Funny. So John, I think he's just a year or two. Same age as Crystal. 27 or 28, I believe. Wait, am I
29? No, I'm 29 now.
Oh, okay. Well, anyways, he's around 28, and steroids. Of course, I can't speak for certain on any of it, but John and I are pretty close, and no, he's not taking anything. When you see him in person, he's a really big guy, but there's nothing that looks unnatural about him, other than his perfectly sculptured, symmetrical abs. Frig. But other than that, and that's not from steroids. That's just his genetics and hard work. But no, I would say probably not. Not that he doesn't look like it. Hey, Crystal, show up in the last minutes. They want to see you, Crystal.
What? Oh.
What did you think about the Joe Rogan bait? We just talked about it a few minutes ago. I thought, yeah, I don't know. It was like, it was hard because Joe is obviously like a little bit biased. But I didn't watch the whole thing. I've just watched like a lot of people's reviews on it. So we got Crystal here. She came to visit because you guys requested her. No, you look great. Crystal's beautiful, isn't she? You got to tell her in the comments. So salty about the abs. Man, it's just because I have like these, my abs are not like symmetrical and there's not a lot you can do to like fix it. You can kind of like get them back to being symmetrical, but you just, not a lot you can do. And that's, I'm stuck with it. John has like the perfect symmetrical abs.
I don't even have abs, so I don't know why you're complaining.
You have,
at least
you do.
No, like underneath, but you can't see them, so don't complain.
There's her pretty face. Seems funny how people talk shit about Nimai. I'd like to see how those people react if he comes out and proves he's not. Yeah, see, that's the thing. Like, you just can't worry about it. Like, you just have to, like,
it doesn't matter.
You just have to do you as much as you can, and yeah, and just go as hard as you can. And I totally get like that. It's frustrating, you know, if some people are and they say they aren't, but like, there's nothing we can do about it, guys. Just gotta do you.
Move on.
How do you both sit? How do you both sit and smile at the same time?
I'm usually like, take the picture.
Oh,
it's like,
oh yeah.
And then it's like a second, and then I follow, and then Derek, you can hold it for a lot longer. I'll sit, like sitting.
Yeah, that's cute.
So hard.
Oh, Crystal got a super chat.
Yeah.
From Drew69. Crystal's first super chat ever.
Aw, so special, Drew69.
So we got how do you get wider arms that look bigger from the front? So this is something that I'm not like the best at. Like my peaks are okay, but from the front, my arms aren't the biggest. And you get those by doing the hammer curls like that. And that helps to make them wider. Yeah, you show them, Crystal. So generally when your arms are like this and you're curling like that, that helps to increase like the peak. And then a bit more of a hammer curl is going to increase like the width of it. But also by increasing the size of your triceps, that can also, because you can see how you can see it, the tricep there, it's going to increase the size of your arm from the front as well.
Much tricep there.
Yeah. Can I do more pull-ups than a chimp? I don't know. Wouldn't that be amazing to see like a chimp? Like,
no, of course not. That's what they do
pull-ups?
every day. They're just like doing a bunch
Yeah,
of
I
stuff.
know.
No.
But I mean, yeah, I guess it's like animal abuse or whatever to train it that way. But I've never seen it do, like, I would love to see like an ape or a chimp or something just rep out pull-ups.
Or muscle-ups. That'd be kind of cool.
Yeah, they could do muscle-ups.
They'd probably be able to do like one arm. It'd be like easy. It'd just be hanging.
Do either of you meditate? Not now. No. Yeah. All right. Not right now.
I meditate when I go to yoga because we always do pranayama.
Yeah.
But not like when we're at home and stuff. I'm meditating right now.
But it's something, you know what? It's definitely like something that needs to happen in my life. It's sort of like I have all these things that like are somewhat in place, sort of. And then there's this big space, and I know that it's for meditation. So I keep her around. Derek is part chimp. His name is Simnett, like Simeon.
Well, I guess
nice.
we all kind of are.
Do you feel better with more muscle or the same? You know what? It feels like it. I wish it felt different, but it doesn't really feel that much different. Like sometimes when my lats used to be a little bit bigger than they are now, and it was like sometimes hard to like stretch my back and stuff. And sometimes I'll like notice like I'm standing, like if I've like been working out my lats, I'll be like standing like this, and then I'm like, oh crap, like put your arms down. But you can actually like, yeah, you can feel the lats like beside you. That's why you stand like that. So yeah, it does feel
big.
It does feel a little bit different, but I don't know. It's not that much different, but it does feel really cool when you pick up something that like, you know, that you're used to being heavy, like, I don't know, like a couch or something when you're vacuuming and you're just like, wow, and it's so light. It feels pretty awesome. Yeah, I'll pick you up in a second, Crystal. Quit laughing at me. First few minutes of the day and you can lay in bed and meditate together. Yeah, that's great.
I would probably fall asleep.
Yeah, I'd just go back to sleep.
Wait, I do that already.
Yeah. We call that sleeping in. No, that's a great idea. And I think it's awesome. I keep having the intention to like come out here when I get up in the morning and just like meditate. But it's like I get my lemon water, I feed friggin' Coco, And then, you know, I open up the computer to maybe put some nice calming music on or something. And I see a couple comments there on YouTube. So I go over and check it. And then it's like some sort of hate. And I'm just like, no, it's not like that. But, you know, yeah, I got to do it though. I need to do it. Would you ever date a non-vegan? Hard to. I would never date anybody else ever. So if Crystal went non-vegan, I don't know. That would be tough. You would though.
No,
I think
you'd still love.
I would though. I definitely I would date a
non.
I date a non-vegan.
Like, yeah, we both been there.
Yeah, I dated non-vegans while I was vegan, and it's tough. It has its challenges, and I think it would take a very special non-vegan person in order for me to like date them and continue dating them. Definitely like wouldn't help the situation. But yeah, that was a question actually that was asked at the fruit festival when we went there, and somebody asked
someone asked that
to all the to all the like the influencers or whatever that were doing talks there. They asked, and it was really interesting for me to like
kind of
listen. Yeah, because some people were like,
hell
no, I wouldn't do that. I'm not gonna. You know, this is what I stand for, like blah, blah, blah. And then I'm like, I agree with them. And then the next person would be like, no, I think that everybody should have the chance to feel love. Blah, blah. And I'm like, no, I agree with that person. So I think it depends on the situation.
Yeah, you gotta just read it.
How can I send to you guys amazing stuff from Israel? Oh, well, you can send us things like dates and stuff from Israel by sending it to the P.O. Box, which is in the description down below. P.O. Box 413, Parksville, British Columbia, Canada. Yeah. I want Vivo plant protein in India. I know so many of you follow me from India, and the Vivo Life doesn't carry or doesn't ship to there, I guess, which we got to get on that somehow.
Is there any fitness questions?
Let's see here.
I'm just trying to keep you on track. Someone asked if I can do a pull-up. I can't do a pull-up.
You're really close.
Not really like this. Holy, I don't
I'm thinking,
understand.
Sorry, chin up.
A chin up, I'm like, ugh, and then I can maybe do one on like a really good day, but like a pull up, honestly, I don't even feel like I have those muscles in my back to do a pull up. Like I just feel it's so foreign. I can't. It's so hard.
We got Mysterion saying, "I'll send you soy curls." That's pretty nice. What do you think about pine pollen for a 20-year-old? Pine pollen has testosterone, DHEA, and all the amino acids. I don't think pine pollen has testosterone in it, because then it would be like a steroid, right?
I've never heard of that.
But it's been like, I don't know the science behind it, because when I worked in a supplement store, that was like kind of a newer thing that was coming out, pine pollen, and it's supposed to increase testosterone. I tried it for a little while and I didn't notice anything. So that's just my experience with it. I notice like when I have a maca, I definitely like notice an increase in like vigor, I guess you would say. You know, and then like, but other things I don't seem to notice too much, and the pine pollen I didn't. But if you could try it out, and it might work for you. But like, if you have allergies and stuff, just like be mindful of that. And I definitely have allergies this time of year, so it's not something that I'm going to be taking. Yeah, somewhat divine. Have you ever tested your postprandial blood sugar? Postprandial is a very fancy word for after you eat, using a glucose monitor. A lot of the stuff you eat seems to be high in sugar, high in natural sugars, though. Let's say, you know, I don't have sugar that often. If so, would you be willing to share your results? Yeah, I thought about that for a while, testing my blood sugar after I eat, and like, you know, maybe every 20 minutes. A couple people have done it online, and it's pretty interesting.
Yeah.
I think I would like to try that, because I noticed like now, when I have higher glycemic foods, my body seems to do just fine with them. Like if I have white rice, like if I go out for sushi or whatever. Yeah, but maybe like 4 or 5 years ago, when I would have like sushi, by the time I was done it, like I was like almost ready like to sleep. And like within an hour, I was just like, I'm like nodding off, like just looking for like candy bars, like sugar, like bring my blood sugar back up. So I know at one point my body was not as good at like fruit meal stuff. And like the high glycemic foods, but now it seems to be doing a lot better. So it's definitely something I'm interested in. The the diabetes monitors the blood sugar monitors aren't as cheap here as they are in the States. So every time,
you gotta commit.
Yeah, we gotta go when we go down there next.
You don't only get like a few. Like we don't have like many where we can choose from. It's like a couple, and so yeah, it would be better if we went.
I think they have them online. They had tons of them online. We'll get some. We'll figure it out.
Man, I've used to my grandma actually had diabetes, and she would prick herself. And I remember she would prick me when I was younger. And it's not fun to like prick your finger, like little things like.
But for science, I'll do it.
But for science, you can do it. Maybe I'll do it like once or twice.
Fitness. Is it healthy to work out outside in the winter? Yeah, guys, go outside and work out in the winter. You're the best, guys. Thanks so much. That's great. I can't read your name in English, but it looks really cool.
Thank you.
Glucose monitors are for people who eat low carb. I don't know. Yeah, but you know what? I think it would be a really cool test because it would be cool for me to have like, a smoothie like I have here and test that. And then it would be neat to have like a smoothie bowl, see if that's any different.
Or like, and then a high fat meal.
And then a high fat meal would be really cool. Like,
really interesting.
Maybe just even like a normal like high fat meal, avocados and stuff. And then maybe like a coconut oil and like peanut butter like bomb and just see like how much we can wreck my stuff.
It'll be a what I eat, but like a crazy what I eat. You're just like, this is so
what
terrible.
I eat diabetes version. Do you ever try and max out your workouts, or do you prefer multiple consistent sets? Why? Both. I do both for sure. I go to failure probably too much, and like talking about how I was getting tired before. We have already answered that one.
Okay.
Just talking about how I was tired before. It was probably because I was going to failure for like almost all my sets all the time. I was trying to go so hard. So now I don't. I see the value in saving some, So for the first set, I usually find like once I've warmed up, I'll find something that like a movement that's going to be a compound movement that's going to engage a lot of the muscles that I'm trying to work out that day. And I'll go really hard there, really heavy, and I will go to exhaustion there. But then after that, I kind of like try and keep it, between like 8 and 12 reps. And I will save a little bit in the tank, so I'm not just like going to exhaustion every time, because I have to be kind to my like hormonal system and my nervous system and my adrenal glands. And maybe I wasn't for a little while. So that's the focus now. Someone asked me about some shoes I saw, but I couldn't get to it. Sorry about that. Crystal, how do you stay so lean?
Oh, I don't know. I think I've always been like really lean. Hey. They
asked you, Crystal.
I eat really well. I work out. I like rest a lot. I don't know. There's not really, I don't know. I've never been really heavy. I've always come to a point where, like, if you see I don't have my phone on me, but I have an old picture where I was so thin. So I've come from a place where I was extremely thin to like building muscle. And so, yeah, and I'm still, I guess, lean from that. But it's weird though, because when I look at my old picture, I'm like, I'm not like, I don't feel like I'm lean anymore. I don't know. It's hard to say.
You just put on more muscle though. So that looks different to you. I think that's hard for some girls to see.
It's hard. It's hard because then you like, well, obviously you gain weight, right? So,
but you stay so lean because you eat whole foods. Like Crystal is like the whole food, like queen. Like me, I'll eat like the Gardein chicken strips and stuff. And, I'll have some, coffee, a bit of sugar in it here and there. And like Crystal is just like, boom, like straight whole foods, lots of vegetables, a huge like bowl of veggies every night. So that's how she does it, like whole foods.
And I eat a lot of, I like having a lot of fruit as well. I just think eating like good, whole, clean foods is the best on that. But I work out. I'll do the Stairmaster. I'll work out and then I'll do sometimes like the Stairmaster for 20 minutes, but I'm not like killing myself to keep myself super lean. But again, like Derek said, it's always like, but I want to be leaner. That's just like, oh my gosh, it's just like crazy.
It's tough, man. And especially with like social media. It's so like, you have to remember, we're always seeing like the best of whatever people are bringing forward, and not just the best, but then with like filters added onto it. And,
And I definitely struggle with that. I think we all do, but I definitely struggle. Like people might say like, how do you stay lean? And I'm like, I'm not lean. What are you guys talking about? Like you can't see my abs or anything like that. But then I, consciously I look at myself. I'm like, yeah, no, I am like on the thinner side. And so it's just like, plays with you. But yeah, just eating whole foods, I guess.
You need to have some Crystal specific videos, man. Let her have her own series. It's not me, like, I have to like beg her to come on here, guys. It's not that I don't let her come on the channel. She's like, she's a bit shy sometimes. So
I'm shy and I'm a little bit self-conscious. So I'm just like, I like being in the background, but I don't know if I'd ever want to do like a full like video about me or something like that. I don't know. That's just how I am.
Maybe a What I Ate Today Crystal edition. Who knows? I am going to London Veg Fest again, Luca. Yes, thanks for asking. You can send me snacks from Sweden and maybe a future review. Yeah, that would be really fun, as long as they're vegan, because if they don't have like English writing on them, like how am I supposed to know what the heck's in them? But yeah, definitely, like to our P.O. box, like I'm always willing to try food from around the world. Are you kidding me?
Derek. Oh, someone said Crystal's always covered up. Like she's lean, but she's always covered up. Yeah, because that's just how I am. Like I'm just, I like to wear comfortable clothing. So I wear like looser fitting clothing because I just don't, other than wearing like leggings and stuff to the gym, I'm not like someone that wants to wear like the tightest thing all the time, showing off my body. I'm just not like that. Again, just, conscious of my body and stuff. I'm just like a little bit shy. Just not like that. No one needs to really see that. I'm modest, I guess.
Hensher before says, I never would have guessed that Crystal is shy. You're great on camera.
I know. I'm like, I don't know. Camera's a little like, I'm good when it's like talking with people and stuff. I'm very extroverted, but I am a little shy and introverted when I'm just looking at a camera. It's kind of weird.
Cool. Let's get another, David Flowers is keeping track for us, guys. We
just hit an hour 20. So 10 more minutes. We'll do until an hour 30.
Sounds good. I love hanging out with this. Like with
I
you
know
guys.
we could do this
so
forever.
Fun. Can fitness weight loss be affected by breastfeeding hormones?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah,
you exercise. It's a stress on your body, but if you exercise, your body uses so much when you're breastfeeding. Sorry, I didn't mean to take that over, but
no. And
your production can go down quite a bit. So I would be really like cautious of the working out that you're doing.
Yeah.
So it can definitely affect your hormones and like how much you produce for the baby.
Cool. Thanks, Crystal.
Yeah. But I guess a calorie surplus would probably help with that. So
is farting normal? Yeah, a certain amount of it.
Fitness related.
Oh yeah. I just saw farting. I got excited. But some is, but excessive gas, not normal. No. Someone said no, farting isn't normal.
Well.
I think that's like, some is normal, I would say, but I don't think a lot is normal. But,
like if you're bloated and gassy all the time, probably that would be really uncomfortable, but probably not good.
Vegan aliens? Oh, yeah, it'd be interesting. What do aliens eat? I don't even know. Hey, that comment about VegFest made me think, would you consider Montreal's next year? Drew, are you paying for my plane ticket, man? Because I'm coming. I'm coming to Montreal next year.
Montreal would be so fun. I'd love to check out Montreal.
Yeah, Montreal knows how to party. It would be, if there's like the party town in Canada, like I'm pretty sure Montreal is like the best for parties. And I think I would love to do that. If it's odorless farts, then it's normal. If it hurts and stinks, then it's indigestion. Fair enough.
There's a thing as odorless farts?
Yes. I'm always farting odorless farts. Oh my God. Do you guys want to hear a funny joke? Should we do a joke?
I don't know what the joke is.
Okay, never mind that. Maybe we won't. Do you guys want to hear a joke about farts? Maybe not.
No.
Okay. Really quick, funny joke. So this old lady goes to the doctor's office and she goes, she's sitting there for a little while and she goes, hey, you've never heard this one.
Okay.
I might be a bit rusty. She says, Doc, she's like, I've been farting like crazy for the last couple of weeks. Yeah, fart joke. Yes. Okay. So she says, Doctor, I've been farting like crazy the last couple of weeks. And she's like, but the thing is, they don't make any sound and they don't smell at all. But I'm like continuously farting, so much so that I farted maybe 20 times out in the waiting room there. And I've probably farted 5 times since I've been in the room here. And so the doctor, being a doctor, he goes, here, take these pills and come back next week and let me know how you're doing. So she takes the pills and she comes back next week and she goes, hey, Doc, so all that changed was now my farts smell like really bad. And he goes, okay. She said, but no, get this. He said, my farts smell really bad. He goes, okay. Yourself. Picture here. You don't get it? Because she was deaf and she can't smell and she's farting, but she doesn't know that it smells and okay. Bad joke. Okay.
That was like really not good.
I thought it was a good joke. Did anybody like that joke?
You tried.
All right. Well,
I mean, it was okay. It wasn't like, that
joke sucked. Sorry, guys, for that bad joke. We got one person watching now. Everybody laughed. No, I'm just kidding. So how bad is whey for health? By the way, thanks. You turned me into a vegan. So why do you care about whey? I don't know. I wouldn't. Whey, it's like, it's definitely like really good at increasing our IGF-1, which is insulin growth factor. And it's definitely like it'll increase, chances of cancer, growing in our body. So I don't know. There's a lot of things that aren't good.
Digestion can cause acne and stuff.
Yeah, exactly.
Not good for people.
No, not good. Full of casein. Casein can be really hard to digest.
There are better options.
Yeah. When you are in love, her farts smell like roses. I guess
do they?
I don't know if I'm in love or no. Don't get a baby like John Venus. I will unsub if you do. It's not like you just get a baby.
Where do you buy them?
No, we're probably not going to have a kid anytime soon. So, yeah. Audio died on me during the punchline. Oh, don't worry, there was no punchline. The doctor, the punchline was that she couldn't smell her farts or hear them, but they were loud and
Derek
smelly.
is not becoming a comedian anytime soon. So, how many hours of sleep do you get each night?
I get about 7 or 8. Yeah, sort of now.
Same.
For a while, I wasn't getting quite as much. I was working too hard and going to bed too late.
But I changed that. I was like, no, you have to go to bed earlier because it's ridiculous.
Yeah.
But that really helps. Sleep is one of the most important things to do for your body.
What do you guys think of water fasting? I think it's something that is going to become more popular, and they're going to start seeing more of the benefits of it in the future, I think. And I think it's something that I should do more as well. Yeah, like a day or two water fasting is great for helping to reset our taste buds and helping our digestion, and also like helping to balance blood sugar. Very good. So yeah, keep your day job, DK. Nice. Nice joke. My only way to thank you with these super chats. Take her son for a nice meal. DK Brownie, like you're being way too generous, man. That's like very, very kind.
Yeah, it's really nice of you.
We got a new vegan restaurant in town called Raw Authentic, and it's a raw food place, and it's busy, which is so nice to see in this town.
Okay, I'm just looking for like some fitness things.
Oh, why aren't we gonna have kids? I just think you'd be great parents. It's supposed to be fitness related, but I'll answer it really quickly while Crystal's finding a fitness question. Because it's not something that we want. We just don't feel like that's missing in our life right now. So, we're not going to, there's a lot of reasons for it. And none of the reasons that we have are reasons why other people shouldn't have kids, right? Like we also think there's like a lot of kids in this world that, it's not like we need any more, right? But if you want to have a kid, I don't think that you're a bad person for having them. This is just kind of our thoughts. And there's also a lot of things that we want to do, like that we haven't done yet, maybe that would be easier without kids. And ultimately, the decision's up to the one who's going to be carrying it. So
I want kids, so yeah. Do you include many static holds in your workout? I don't think you want.
No, and that's why I'm probably not great at them. But I've started to do more.
At least you're honest.
Yeah, I have started to do more, but like they're hard. And if you want to get good at calisthenics, you have to start doing a lot of static holds. I got told off really quickly when I first started doing like what I thought were front levers, that they're not front levers if your arms aren't completely locked out and straight.
That's not good.
So yeah, I'd kind of try and fix that. But yeah, work on those holds. I should do more.
Someone asked, is ice or heat for post-workout muscle soreness? Like, what would be better?
Oh, I think it's a combination of ice and heat is the best.
I feel like heat, because heat, like ice will stop kind of like not your circulation, but you know what I mean? Like, I feel like heat's better.
It depends on what the injury is. If you're just looking for all over, like, recovery, or if it's like you have an injury.
But then, yeah, you're right though, because then some people who are like really intense into their,
they could benefit from like ice baths
really
and stuff.
They do like ice baths. So yeah. I don't know. I feel like heat's better, but I just hate cold. So.
Yeah, of course. That's.
Okay. I don't know. It makes me feel better.
All right, let's get one or two more questions.
How to increase bench press? Keep doing bench press.
Yeah, like I don't have a very like heavy bench press because it's not something that I ever practice. I just like to be able to do, like 10 to 12 reps of something, and I don't ever try like my 1 or 2 or 3 rep max. But I think doing those like lower rep maxes with a spotter is going to be crucial for you increasing your weight. Yes.
Someone asked how to break the plateau. I assume that they mean like maybe like with weights and stuff.
Yeah, you just got to keep pushing through it. Like that's the thing. Like when I've hit like so many plateaus, and I feel like I've kind of hit one recently, like where you're just pushing and like things aren't changing and you're not getting any better at it. And it just seems like you're fighting this uphill battle. But what I found is like usually that's right when you're close to a breakthrough, when you get to that point. So switch up your workouts. If you've been doing like really low reps, start with some higher reps and, reduce the weight a little bit or whatever. Just try calisthenics if you're used to weightlifting, or start doing powerlifting. You got to just switch it up. Yeah. Any other questions? Or do you think that's probably good? An hour and a half? Seems pretty good, guys. Lack of sleep can affect testosterone, someone says. Change broker, for sure. Do you guys run besides going to the gym and doing calisthenics? No, I do.
Running is like, oh man,
I like
I don't like it.
Running in the morning. Like I'll go out.
Fun. Yeah, you do. You'll like jog at the park and stuff like that. I'm just like, nah.
No,
that's just not my favorite thing.
You guys see me if you watch my stories doing like hill sprints and stuff. But I've got away from like the long distance running, because unless you're doing that consistently, it's hard to keep at it, because for me, it's like my ankles and my feet get sore from like, and my knees from like running long distances if I'm not used to it. I can't just go out there and run like a 10K. So to get back up to that point takes a little bit of time. So yeah, I just do like, 2, 3, 4K runs, and I'm happy with that. And then sprinting as well. Yeah. Good question. So I don't know. I think we're probably good. Oh, so Horatio F1 just got off work. Sorry, you're just missing it, but you can go back and watch it all once it's saved and uploaded here. I changed my name to English. Any recommendations? Oh, you didn't have to change your name to English. It wasn't why we weren't reading your question.
We don't really have many recommendations for beginners at CrossFit, because me and Derek have never done CrossFit.
Yes.
We've never gone to a CrossFit gym and done a CrossFit workout. So it's hard for us to say. I would just be careful with like the amount of weight that you're going to be using, but I'm sure that they have like beginner exercises, so they're not making you do anything too crazy. But
yeah, I think CrossFit's really great at in being encouraging and all encompassing and like helping beginners. That's something that's really good with CrossFit that I've noticed. But at the same time, a lot of the time, what I've seen, like obviously I just watched like Fail Army and stuff, but in other videos I've seen too, they're really encouraging, so encouraging to the point where people are often lifting more than what they're capable of. And like, if they're trying to do like a clean or something, it's like, come on, you can do it. And they're like, oh, like just trying so hard, when it's like maybe they would be benefiting more and be like less prone to injury if they just lifted 10% less, and you would still get so many, like all of the benefits, right? So that's my only advice to you. But find a good community, and like that's what I love about CrossFit. I love that there's like a good community around it, and everyone's like super supportive, no matter what stage you're at.
Yeah, use good form and like a weight that you can do with good form.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. Cool. A quick little message from Milan. Not a question, but you have changed my life, influenced me to get the body I've always wanted. Thank you. That is amazing. Like, just, when I started this channel, if I was like, if I can just help one person live a little bit healthier, it'll be like so worth it. And, I get messages every single day where there's dozens of people that have told me like I've helped them to change their lives and live healthier. And it's like so damn rewarding. And it's a lot of hard work, like making videos and doing this, and you get a lot of criticism and sometimes it's hard to be self-motivated to continue to do this, but seeing stuff like that always motivates me to continue doing it. And, I'm so happy that I have all of you guys along here for the ride. I think this is probably done. I'm doing my little motivational talk that I always do at the end.
Always turns into motivational, eh?
I know, we need some like soft music to come on now. It's like, okay, guys, so we got to focus on this week. But yeah, so that's probably it for this live. Crystal, any last words?
No. Thank you so much for tuning in, you guys, and for supporting Derek.
And you.
And me.
Yeah.
For being so awesome. Cool, like with everyone. Everyone's so supportive and nice. It's really fun.
Yeah, perfect.
And good questions.
Yeah, really good questions today.
Tried to keep it fitness focused, but
cool.
Sometimes there's a few questions.
Yeah, I just see like stuff that gets me excited, like farts and cookies and stuff in the comments. All right, everyone. So much love. Thank you guys so much for joining us. Definitely like, comment down below. Let me know what you guys thought of this, and give me some suggestions for like future video ideas. I'm always looking for them.
Yeah.
And
what's the next like live that Derek should do? Should he do something where it's like interactive? He has his dip bars. Maybe
I could be like,
outside,
yeah, that could be. I could be like your circus monkey. You guys could be like, do a handstand. And I'd be like, okay.
Or you could show different exercises or something. I don't know. You guys comment down below and see what you want Derek to do, and we will get it going.
Yeah, definitely. Oh, Fitzy, my homie from the UK, saying what's up. We'll see him in London. All right, guys. Much love. See ya.
Bye.